Hi, my name is Leslie Hastings, and welcome to video number 7 in the Law of Attraction for Weight Loss series. Today I want to talk about something I call a pocket thought. Now, oftentimes when we start getting into a negative tailspin, and whether the subject is food, weight, diet, self-loathing, or a bad day at work, thoughts build momentum and we start going in the wrong direction. And it can be difficult to pull ourselves out of that. So I developed a concept called a pocket thought. And a pocket thought is essentially an emergency thought that you pull out when all else fails. You notice you're going into a negative tailspin and you need to flip over to the positive side of the stick. Okay? A pocket thought is a thought that you practice ahead of time. You get really good at pulling it up. And it's something that makes you feel good every time you think about it. If you watch the last video, in Sharon's case, her nose was actually a pocket thought. My sister, has a wonderful red dining room. And we can use her red dining room. Yes, but you have a spectacular dining room. That can be a pocket thought for her. When I started this process, I couldn't find something really good about my own body, so I use my dogs, all right? Because no matter what's happening in my life, whether something's going wrong in the weight category or the finance category, the work category, or relationship category, or any other category, my dogs are safe. I love them the same all the time. So what I did is I waited until I was feeling good, and then I sat and I designed this thought. And what I did is I developed an image in my head of my two dogs in specific positions. I have two. One is a Jack Russell Terrier and one is a Rat Terrier. Now, the Jack Russell is, full of energy, creativity, and can basically drive me crazy. So I pictured her asleep on her back, all her paws in the air, tummy exposed, very cute, very cute. And my Rat Terrier has kind of long, spindly legs, and he can get curled up really small. And I can't believe it. It's so cute. I just sometimes want to eat him. He's so cute when he's like that. And so I practiced this thought and practiced this thought and practiced this thought until it was really easy to pull this up. Now, the key with a pocket thought is that it has to be a subject that's safe. It can't be anything that has negative connotations of any kind or negative memories associated with it. It has to be something that, regardless of what's going on in your life, when you pull it up, it makes you feel better. And the key for a pocket thought is to not only design something that seems like it's going to be good, but actually, the longer you think about it, the more warm and fuzzy, wonderful feelings it brings up in you. Okay? And this is your emergency thought. When it's starting to hit the fan and you feel yourself going in a negative direction, you pull this up and you sit with it long enough until you can crawl into the feelings. Because the whole idea, as you know, with law of attraction is we get what we think about, but we also get what we're feeling. So the key with a pocket thought is to find something that has marvelous feelings associated with it. In the case of my dogs, I just have love that is beyond words. I can't believe I love animals this much, at least my animals this much. How great is that? What a gift, right? So find something in your life that is like that. Now, a couple of things about pocket thoughts, okay? You have to pick something safe, as I mentioned. And what this means is don't do things that have negative associations, all right? For example, don't pick the trip you took to Bali if, when you think about it, it eventually leads to the memory that you got food poisoning while you were on that trip. Or don't use that really nice romantic dinner you were having on your anniversary if it brings up the memory of the fight you ended up having with your husband at the end of the night. Pick something that's safe and something that just makes you feel really good when you think about it. My favorite teachers of law of attraction are Abraham Hicks, and on one of their seminar tapes, I heard them mention a concept called mangoes in the bathtub. Apparently, there was some woman that loved to eat mangoes in the bathtub. So I thought, well, what is it about mangoes in the bathtub that is so great? Well, if you think about eating a mango the regular way, standing in front of the sink or over a plate or whatever, if it's not chopped up all nice and pretty, it can be kind of a mess. I mean, eating a mango can be what I call a full body experience. So if you get in the bathtub and you're naked and the water's there, you can eat a mango and just let loose. You can let the juice just drip everywhere. So I thought this is really kind of a fascinating concept. So I actually decided to try it. Now, there are different ways you can eat mangoes in the bathtub. Okay, you can do it a little bit, or you can design something really great. So here's how this would go. Run a bath. Okay, I suggest putting in some really nice bath salts or bubble bath. You may want to light some candles, put on some pretty music. I always think a diamond tiara is a really nice touch, especially if you have candlelight and mirrors and you can see it flickering off the ceiling. Very nice touch. And eat your mango in the bathtub. And the key to this is to really take in the experience. All right, notice the juice running down and how cool that feels on your chest. Notice the bubbles glistening in the water. Take in the music. All right, anything that's sparkling around off your tiara or the candles or the mirrors. If you have a heated towel, that's awesome. If you have to bring in some toys, bring in some toys. If you have to bring in another person, bring in another person. Notice the sounds, notice the slurping, as you're eating this mango, and pull all your senses in and see if you can lock that experience right in your brain. Because oftentimes people have trouble coming up with a pocket thought. So if all else fails, feel free to steal mangoes in the bathtub. But the key here, again, is not to just think about it. Actually go create the experience. If you're having trouble coming up with something like, a good pocket thought that's easy, like maybe looking at your children when they're asleep, and you can't find something to bring up really good feelings, design something. The mind is infinitely creative, and you have a ton of resources right at your fingertips. The key to a pocket thought, again, for all you students of law of attraction, is that you have to be able to crawl into the feelings. Okay? You can't just think about your pocket thought. You got to crawl into the love, or crawl into the orgasm you had, or crawl into the excitement of jumping out of an airplane, or whatever it is, riding that wave in Hawaii, or driving in that convertible on that beautiful day. You have to be able to crawl into those feelings so you stop that negative tailspin. So I certainly give you permission to steal mangoes in the bathtub or anything else you can think of, but come up with one thing, just one single thought, that anytime you're really, feel yourself sliding down into the abyss, you can pull this thing up and it will change your energy. Because as we all know, that's the key. Get us out of the tailspin and get us focused in the right direction.